Today, Baba is saying that in the world, nobody knows God. And Baba says, we make one mistake, which is the root of all the mistakes in the world. And that first mistake is we forget Baba. So when we go to Satyug also, we forget Baba. And then from the Copper Age, we absolutely forget Baba. Because at least in Satyug and Treta Yuga, we remember what Baba gave. So we at least hold on to his gifts, even if we forget Baba. But from the Copper Age, we forget Baba and we forget his inheritance also. And that is why we start depleting ourselves. Because you see, if we know Baba, then Baba is the father, teacher, Satguru. And by knowing Baba, you come to know everything else. Yes, even in this world, you see, at this point of time in the confluence age, there are souls who know Baba and there are souls who don't know Baba. And then those who know Baba say, I have everything, I don't need anything else. And then those who don't have Baba, they don't have anything. So just think about how much knowing Baba and not knowing Baba makes a difference. And do you recognize this, realize this? Because you see, when Baba comes, yes, so Baba comes. So when we recognize Baba, then Baba tells us all that we didn't previously know. And you see, knowledge is called income, knowledge is called power, knowledge is called light, knowledge is called so many things. And knowledge is so important because if you don't have the knowledge, then you can't see where the problem is, what the solution is. In fact, the most important thing is you can't see where is the problem, let alone the solution. Knowledge makes you see where the problem is, what actually is the reason for your sorrow. And then Baba says that knowledge is light. So just like, light, when there is light, you can see that which is very seeable, very right in front of your eyes. But if there is no light, you will stumble upon that very thing and fall. And knowledge is power. And the more you know, what do you get? So when you know, when there is knowledge, then what is power? What is the definition of power? So earlier we thought that power is our ability to control others. But now we know that power is our ability to stay in control. So that is power. So being the master of your own mind, intellect, sanskars, your own sense organs, that is power. So when you are the master of your own body, your senses, that is actually power. So knowledge is power because through knowledge you understand that you are the master. Yes, and then there is something called strength. So in Hindi, although words are given meanings according to the people who use them. So I would just tell you what it means to us, to Brahmins. So in Hindi, there are two words, Bal and Shakti. And that is translated, Bal is translated as strength in English, and Shakti is translated as power. So when Baba says, you get strength from me or Bal from me, so what Baba means is, there are some kinds of strengths that Baba talks about. The strength of knowledge, the strength of yoga. So you become very strong when you have yoga power. When you have knowledge, you become very strong. And then when you have the power of purity, so that is also called pavitrata ka bal. So that is the strength of purity. And then there is the strength of following Shrimat. So when you are following Shrimat, then you become disciplined. You become very much in control of your timetable, your mind table, your body. That's also a kind of strength that you receive. Then there is the strength of love. So, if you know somebody loves you and the highest on high loves you, then that gives you a lot of strength. So, there are many kinds of strength that Baba gives us. And Baba says that one thing is, I give you knowledge, and knowledge is the source of income, knowledge is power, because you become in control of yourself. Knowledge is light. You can see what you couldn't see earlier. You become aware of what you were not aware earlier. And then you receive a lot of strength from me. So the strength of knowledge, the strength of yoga, the strength of purity. And how do you receive strength? The more you do what Baba says. So that is how you become very, very formidable or very strong. So Baba says, and then Baba says, you become so strong, you receive so much strength that you are able to transform the whole world. And you see, we have been given the title World Transformers. We are the ones who transform the whole world. So, what do we have with which we transform the whole world? Do you believe that you can transform the whole world? Yes. How many of you believe you can transform the whole world? Don't believe? Yes, so you have to think about it. So Baba has given you the title of World Transformer. Now you see, how will you have faith? So let's begin from where you are right now. If you don't have faith right now that I can change the whole world, then start by changing your own sanskars. Okay? And then start by bringing about change. So next is, first you change your own sanskars. So when you start changing your own thoughts, when you start changing your routine, when you start changing your habits, when you start changing your sanskars, when you start having control over yourself, then you will start believing that you have the power to change people around you also. Yes, so you can either be the master of your senses, or you can be a slave of your senses. Now, somebody who is a slave of their senses, they cannot change people around them, because whatever people do, whatever sanskars people have, that sanskar brings a reaction in us. So if I am not the master of my own sanskars, then I react to other people's sanskar. And if you are reacting to somebody's words and behaviors, then you cannot change them. Yes, people think you can change somebody by reacting to them. But if you are the person reacting, then they are controlling you. You cannot control them. Yes, so first thing is you have to control yourself. You have to be in full control of yourself. Then, when you are in control of yourself and you are above the influence of everyone around you, then you can influence them by speaking the right language, doing the right thing at the right time. Yes, so because other people are other people are in reaction mode. So they are reacting because they are upset. There's something within them that's disturbing them. And if you react to their reaction, then it's only going to be a chain of reactions. But if you understand that, okay, this person is reacting or behaving in an aberrant way because they are upset or they are weak souls, so then you speak knowledgefully, you work, you do actions that are loveful, powerful, peaceful, virtuous, and then that influences the other soul. And when you are able to do that, then you are constantly creating vibrations and creating instruments for the change of the world. So, this is why Baba says we are world transformers. And we are the only people who can change the world. And what is it that we have that that enables us to change this world? Is first the power of knowledge. Yes, so Baba has given us the strength of knowledge, the power of knowledge, Gyan Bal. So the first thing is you have to know what you need to know. Because if there is no knowledge, then action can never happen. Do you understand? Knowledge has to precede action. You cannot do noble action without knowing the truth. If you don't have knowledge, you cannot act how you're supposed to act. Now, let me give you a very simple example. Do you know that when in some places of the world, or these days, it's very rampant, that there is terrorist activity, and they want you to be in control of them. Yes, so they want you to follow whatever they say. So when they want to threaten you, put you into fear, they want you to be afraid. And there are many regions in the world which are affected by terrorism. And the first thing they do is they stop you from getting educated. So the first thing terrorists do is they will not let children go to school. And when you have no education, when you don't know how to, when you have no knowledge of the body, you have no knowledge of your surroundings, you have no knowledge of geography, no knowledge of history, then you are powerless. And then it is very easy to have power over you. Yes, so this is the law. So this is how knowledge works, and this is the law of knowledge. So Baba says that Baba today says, just put a hand on your heart and ask yourself, did I know previously all the things that Baba is now explaining to me? Yes, I didn't know anything. So I didn't know that I am a soul. I didn't know that I'm not the body. Yes, and I used to speak the language I am ill, I am short, I am tall, I am sick, I am old, I am young. So we spoke this language. And when you say I am, when you use this word I am, then whatever you are saying after that has complete power over you. So if you say I am ill, then illness is not in the body, it's here. Yes, so I remember there was this brother, and he said that he had some issue with his leg, and when he went to the doctor, he said that, you know, doctor, earlier I had an issue with the leg, but now I am also having anxiety because of that issue. So the doctor said, you are keeping the leg not at the leg but here. So you're carrying the leg all day here. So obviously that leg is making you sick. So, but the thing is, okay, the doctor is saying this, but you never know how the doctor would behave if he had the same condition. Because, you know, again, everybody in this world is body conscious. And you are always thinking, I am the body. So, you know, so when you think you are the body, then the bodily states, so whatever is happening to the body is not happening to the body, it's happening to you. Yes, when you are thinking you are the mother, whatever is happening to the child is not happening to the child, it's happening to you. Yes, so first thing Baba teaches us is, I am a soul. I am not the body, I am not the child, I am not the mother, I am not the profession I am in. I am just a soul. And my profession may have certain qualities. The child must have certain qualities. The body must have certain qualities. But my quality is peace and purity. And I stabilize myself in that quality and then look after the body, the relationships, and the work. Yes, so, and if there is something wrong with my relationships, with my body, and the work, then the first thing I do is detach and bring myself to being my powerful self. So I have to be in a state of power to deal with everything that is unstable outside. So instead of thinking about all the things that are wrong outside or not in order outside and losing my peace over it, I first detach from all of that. I come to the awareness that I am stronger than this. I'm stronger than the body, I'm stronger than what's happening to the child, I'm stronger than what's happening to the job. And then I deal with all of it. So Baba says that I tell you that you are the master of what you have and what you do. And then I tell you that you are the master of the mind and intellect. So, you know, okay, some people in bhakti also, I have seen people, or especially, you know, the army men or, you know, defense personnel, they also start thinking about the body in a detached manner. But then what about the mind? What about the intellect? Even they would say, you know, people who are, I've seen the top knots, like the people who are sitting in very high ranks in defense also. They would say, you know, I'm feeling stressed, or there is tension, or there is, you know, a mental confusion, I can't concentrate. So all these things are happening even with those people who have detached themselves from the body and relationships and the work they do. So, and there are people who are working incognito for the government. Do you know that they don't? There are many people who are not who are on the government payroll, but they never say that I am a government employee. So they never take advantage of their position or anything, and still they are working for the government. So Baba says all those things also exist, but then they will also say, I'm feeling stressed or confused or I can't concentrate. So even when you have mastered the body or detached yourself from the relationships or the work you do, still you have not become the master of your mind, intellect and sanskar. And Baba tells us, you are the soul, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, not the sanskar. Now you see, there are many people who will tell you, so even in meditation, when you look at the commentaries that other people, other gurus also in the world, they give meditation commentaries, they use this language, I'm not the mind. Yes, but then who are you? They don't tell you that. They tell you who you are not, but they don't tell you who you are. So, and in order to defeat who you are not, you have to establish who you are. Because just by saying I'm not the mind, you cannot win the mind. So Baba tells us that you are not the mind. Your mind may be, in maybe having many thoughts. The number of thoughts may be more, less, negative, positive, anything. Maybe your mind is full of wasteful thoughts right now. But then don't say, I am stressed. Don't say, I am disturbed. Don't say, I am confused. I am overthinking. No. You are a soul. You are at peace. And yes, the mind is right now full of waste thoughts. The mind is full of chatter. The mind is full of maybe, some feelings. But then I go back to who I am. I detach from the mind and I keep seeing myself that I, the core, the soul, am peaceful. And the more I pay attention to myself, the chatter of the mind will stop. But if you try to forcefully dismiss the thoughts of the mind, they will not go away. So Baba tells us that you are not the mind, you are the master of the mind. And the state of your being will influence the state of the mind. So you just assert who you are. And this is the power of knowledge. So if you know that you are not the mind, and how do you know, how does information change into knowing? So you see, when we come to Baba, then what we receive is not, it is knowledge, but then for us it is just information. Yes, so you are receiving the information that you are a soul, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are not the sanskar, you are not the body, you are not what you have and what you do. But then, how do you arrive at the knowledge or the deep knowing or the experience of it? How does it translate into? So, do you know that? There was this one person, and they asked, they were telling me and giving me an experience, sharing an experience, and they said that, when I asked my daughter, she is 15 years of age, and when she told that, you people are not getting along with each other. So she told the parents that you're not getting along with each other. And then the father said, no, but how do you know that? So she said, I know what I know, and you can't change that. Even if you argue with me, I know what I know. And that that statement hit the father so hard that he came to the center. And he said, my daughter believes this, and I want to change that, because of course she has reason to believe it. That's why she's saying so emphatically that I know this. So, when you know something, that knowing is much deeper than, information or experience or wisdom. It's very deep. And Baba, how does that information that Baba gives translate into knowing? When you experiment with it, then you become like an authority that knows. And if you know that, if you experiment that you are not the mind may be in chatter, but you are a soul, and you just move your attention to your state and your form. I am a point of light and I am peaceful. And then check whether your mind becomes calm or not. And if it becomes calm, if your body becomes calm, that means you are the master. And when the master is on its seat, then everybody else will follow directions. So this is the proof that you are a soul. And then Baba says, you are not the intellect. So the intellect may be, all over the place. You may not be in concentration and the intellect is wandering. But if you just tell yourself, I'm a soul, and right now I want to sit in the realization of myself, and I order my intellect to come back, and I gather it, I collect it from wherever it is wandering, and come back, make it come back to myself, then your intellect will obey you. It will do as you say. Yes? So then you are the master of the intellect. And if you keep saying, my mind is all over the place, I cannot concentrate, my concentration is weak, I cannot meditate, then you are giving power to that wandering intellect. And then sanskars, if you say, I am sweet, you are sweet. If you say, my nature is bitter, your nature is bitter. So you are the master of your sanskars. You have all your sanskars. Your sanskars range from the best to the worst. And it is up to you to invoke whichever sanskar you want to invoke. So if you do you make the effort to invoke your powerful sanskars in the morning? So early in the morning, do you take a swaman? I'm a cheerful soul, I'm a sweet soul, I'm a peaceful soul. Do you invoke one sanskar within you, and do you make the effort to stabilize yourself in it? Because if you have not invoked something, then how will it come to your service? Yes? If you ask your child, you didn't come for help, he will tell you, you didn't call me. So Baba says that, you are the master, and knowledge. So Baba says, I give you the knowledge that you are the master. And I will tell you one thing. When I came into Gyan, and I came to know that I'm the one who thinks, and I have a choice about what I want to think. And my thoughts are not dependent on situations and behaviors. I have no obligation to think negatively if the situations and behaviors around me are negative. It was such a powerful thing to know. And when I experimented with it, my life changed. Because I came to know that my problem is not the situation and people, my problem is that I'm thinking about them. And I just have to stop thinking about them. And I can do that. It's not just that I want to do it, I can do it. It's completely in my power. And my life changed. And I have seen situations where there is so much turbulence outside. Literally, like too much turbulence in a personal space. And still, I know that if I don't think about it, it doesn't exist. And then I'm able to keep my sanity, I'm able to maintain my peace, do my work, and then slowly, like every other situation, that changes. But I lead my life without trauma. Because, situations come and they go, they don't stay, but they leave a scar. But every situation has left me with deeper, appreciation of Baba in my life, not a scar. Because in that situation, I have used knowledge. So Baba says, I give you the knowledge. Then I give you the knowledge of your beginning, middle, and end. I give you the knowledge that when you were in the soul world, you're just like a star shining like, the stars in the sky, not moving, not doing anything. And if you take that knowledge as the truth, then when you can sit in this soul world without moving, without thinking for so much long, then can't you sit here 10 minutes like that? Just bodiless, You forget the body, you forget the world, you're like you're sitting like you were in your home. You just sit like that. And that removes all the tiredness, the heaviness from you. It makes you so light. And then Baba tells us that you were a deity in the golden age. And what does Baba mean when he says you were a deity? So you did everything. You were in a body, you had relationships, and you did work. So deities will also work, but there were no vices. The world was operating without lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. Then what was it operating with? It was operating with love, purity, with, harmony, cooperation, with sweetness, cheerfulness, patience. These are the qualities you had in your deity form. And it is your pure self, your sweet self, your cheerful self, your loveful self, your wise self that made everything work in order around you. And you don't need to use force or negativity or vices to do anything. Now, just tell me one thing. People think that we go to work because we want to earn money. But just imagine if you had a lot of money, then would you not get up from the bed? You still have to get up from the bed. You still have to work. Yes? Do the richest people in the world not go to office? Are they going for money? Yes. So maybe today they might be going for money because that's a conditioning. But in the deity world also, people work. They get up on time. They don't keep sleeping until 11 a.m. because they have no work to do and there's no need to get up. They get up at Amrit Vela and they have an active day all day. Why? Because that's your nature. You don't have to do anything because of what you get. You have to do everything because that's your nature. You don't have to be loveful and kind to people because you think that karma will come back and you will get punished and this and that. Punishment is not why you're sweet to somebody. Yes, there is one Mata and she said, I never engage in corruption because I think that karma comes back. So I said, no, but let's say you move to a country where there's no law and order. Corruption is not penalized. Then what would you do? Would you do that? So you have to do everything because that's your nature, because you know who you are. And Baba says, when you start understanding this, then you are not motivated by fear, guilt, anger or greed or attachment. Yes, being loveful doesn't need to come out of attachment. You don't need to be loveful only to the ones who affect you when they are not in proper state. You have to be loveful to everybody. And it has got nothing to do with who you say is mine or who you say is not mine. Deities are loveful to everybody. Even when you go to temples today, you feel that this image is giving me love. Is that image attached to you? No. So Baba says, when you start understanding what Baba is telling you, when you sit in the meaning of that, then you are full of strength, and then you are radiating through your actions, words, thoughts, vibrations. You become the instrument for creating a new world. Okay? Om Shanti.